This is Ice-T,
Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
Matty Ice.
This is a cold call.
I convinced NFL teams to turn to cold water washing with Tide.
the NFL. Your uniforms get dirty.
Tide can handle it, even in cold. Plus, if fans join in, they can save up to $150 on their energy bill.
looks like you just made the team, rookie.
Turn to cold with Tide.
And that's the bottom line.
It's got to be Tide.
Energy savings based on average when switching from hot to cold and non-HE machines.
America's most reliable network is going ultra with Verizon 5G Ultra Wideband now in more of Indianapolis, so you can do more. With up to 10 times faster speeds, you can download a movie in mere minutes. What? Yes, Verizon is going ultra, so you can too. 5G Ultra Wideband available in select areas. Most reliable based on rankings from the RootMetrics US Root Score Report dated first half 2021, excluding C-band and not specific to 5G networks. Your results may vary. Not an endorsement. Speed comparison to median Verizon 4G LTE speeds. Downloads vary based on network conditions and 5G content optimization.
Motherfucker.
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
That are in those training rooms with him know how good.
Because he just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
But now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He doesn't. To me, I thought he was a con artist, just based off his look.
They're at edge. Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room, Wednesday, January 12th, 2022. Got a lot to talk about today. Missed Monday 6, so this is the first show this week, so there's a lot to talk about. We'll talk about what happened in the NFL over the weekend. Talk about the Indianapolis Colts laying a fucking egg and not making the playoffs. You got the Pacers and Celtics getting ready to tip off right now. Celtics beat the Pacers Monday night in Boston and by 3 points in overtime. Tonight they're in Indiana, and the Pacers do have Malcolm Brogdon back. I think they might even get a couple other players back. Brogdon has missed like 9 games, so it's big getting him back. I mean, hell, the Pacers have been starting backups at both guards the last week or so. Hell, their leading scorers Monday were two bench players, because everybody's been gone other than Sabonis. But all right, before we get started, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. We're also live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. You can find both those shows live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also find both those shows in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, most places you listen to podcasts. You can find us. Just checking the sound real quick. Also, we have a new weekly pro wrestling podcast, GWR. The pilot episode released last Sunday. You can find it at Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find it. Also, if you'd like to watch the video version of it, you can find that on YouTube. A new episode will drop this Sunday at 9, so be on the lookout for that. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about all of our shows. We post our daily picks from Easy Money, a sports betting show on there, interview announcements, big show announcements, all that stuff gets posted on our social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Check out our YouTube page. Please hit that subscribe button. We're almost up to 150 subscribers. Hopefully we can get there by the end of this week. We're up to 137, 138. Let's try to get that 150 mark by the end of this week. So please hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get notifications of when we're live. If you're watching on Facebook and Twitch, please hit the follow button and the like buttons as well. All right. Oh, got a couple big announcements before we get started. Actually, we'll do those at the end of the show, So I have to look. I'm gonna have to look that one up. All right. First thing I want to talk about. Let's talk about the Colts. And reports are coming out that Irsay is furious. Colts didn't make the playoffs. He's furious about the collapse. How do you collapse like that? How do you go down to Jacksonville, who's fucking terrible? Which I know the Colts have always struggled in Jacksonville, but still. You go down to Jacksonville, 14 and a half point fucking favorites. 14 and a half point favorites. And just get mollywopped. Wasn't even in the game from the beginning. There's going to have to be changes made. I don't know. Do we have the right coach? I still don't know that. Some of his decisions are questionable. There's times he looks like he knows what the fuck he's doing. And there's other times like we don't have a fucking coach over there. We're just drawing up shit in the fucking dirt and trying it. I thought Reich was going to be the guy, but like I said, some of his decisions have been questionable. Are we going to keep Wentz another year? Are we going to move on? Who's going to be our quarterback? Are we going to move on and start all over again? I don't think we need to start over again. We got the pieces. We need a quarterback and maybe a coach. Because for some reason, Reich cannot get us over the hump. Hell, he couldn't even give us to the playoffs this year. We have a good enough team. We should be in the playoffs. We blew so many games. Blew a lot of games during the season where that game Sunday shouldn't even have fucking mattered if we'd have won the games we should have. But then you go down to Jacksonville and just don't even fucking play. I don't know what that was. That was embarrassing. How do you go down to Jacksonville and just get... It's one thing if you lose a close game, but just to go down there and get mollywopped, don't set good. And they say Irsay's furious. What changes is he going to make? I'm interested in seeing that. Are we going to go a different direction in quarterback? Is he mad enough that he might go a different direction in a coach? Everybody talks about how good a coach Reich is, but where has he got? How far has he got us? For some reason, we blow a lot of games, and play calling gets questionable sometimes. Giants fired Joe Judge. He had 10 wins in 2 seasons. They fired him the day after the GM Gettleman retires. So they're doing a brand all new. They're doing an overhaul. Daniel Jones might be out of there. I think Daniel Jones has the ability to be good. I don't know why it's not working there. Dolphins fire Flores, which surprised the hell out of me. Yeah, he didn't make the playoffs, but you've had back-to-back winning seasons. That's not easy to do in the NFL. So you're firing a coach after back-to-back winning seasons to get another coach that is no guarantee is going to do any better. Yeah, you didn't get to the playoffs like you was expecting to, but back-to-back winning. When's the last time Miami's had back-to-back winning seasons? A long time ago. It's been a while. Flores to me is moving this team in the right direction. If it went for some injuries, I think he would have won more games than he has. So that surprised me. I don't know who they're going to go after. Before we move on to some NBA stuff, what in the hell was that Staley, the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, thinking? Why the hell did he call a timeout with 20 seconds left? They were going to Raiders was going to let that clock run out. This game was going to end in a tie, and the game was over. I can't think of one good reason why you call a timeout there. If they kick the field goal, they beat you and you're out of the playoffs. What do you call a timeout thinking maybe you're going to sack him and get him out of field goal range? But it even looked like the Raiders was going to let the Raiders was cool with letting the time run out and they made the playoffs. Wasn't going to take a chance of some fluke play happening. And then the Chargers call a timeout, which I don't understand. Still, there's no logical reason. What advantage of calling a timeout there was he going to get anyway? And instead, you just cost your team a chance. You just cost your team probably a chance in the playoffs because the Raiders wasn't going to kick that field goal. The Steelers wouldn't have been in the playoffs, and all the Steelers fans would have been pissed off that the Raiders didn't kick a field goal. But instead, the Chargers coach goes, "No, timeout, timeout. We want you to kick that field goal. We don't want to be in the playoffs. Let the Steelers take our spot." It's like it just don't make no sense at all. But so I'm surprised that Chargers coach hasn't been taking it a little more than he has, which he might have. I haven't got to keep up with as much stuff the last couple of days. I've been sick, been in bed. Let's talk some NFL playoffs. First game of the NFL playoffs, we have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 5.5-point favorites in this game as of right now, and the over/under is 48.5. I like the Bengals in this game. This game, to me, comes down to defense, and I think the Bengals have a little bit better defense, and I think the Bengals have a little bit better offense as well. The Bengals offense, to me, is better than the Raiders. They have some more weapons. The key to this game, to me, is going to be line of scrimmage, which line can control the game. But, I like the Bengals. Then you have the New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills in a wild card game, which the Bills Mafia is. If you could have a matchup that they would want, this would be it to try to move on in the playoffs and beat your nemesis, the Patriots. The Bills are 4-point favorites in this game. Over-unders at 44. It's going to be cold in Buffalo. They're saying single digits. So, to me, it's going to be which team can run the ball. And unfortunately, the Buffalo Bills have not been able to run the ball very well other than Josh Allen some. If the Bills cannot stop the Patriots from running the ball, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be harder to throw the ball with it being so cold. I mean, like Keyshawn Johnson was saying earlier, it's like throwing a pile of bricks coming at you. This will be the first road wild card game for the Patriots since 1998. So that dates back to be pre-Brady, since they've had a road wild card game. That's pretty wild to think that they went that many years without a road wild card game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Bills are going to win it, but it does kind of worry me with it being so cold. And if this just gets down into a running game, I think the Patriots might be able to keep this game close and it's still at the end. Then on Sunday, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 8.5-point favorites. I think this was the worst matchup the Eagles could have got. The Eagles are a run-dominant team. Their passing game is a little shaky. It's not a polished passing game at all. They're a run-dominant team, and the Buccaneers are the best defense in the league against the run. So, to me, this is a worse matchup Philadelphia could have got getting into the playoffs. Last time they played them, though, in the regular season, I think Bucs ended up winning by 6. So Eagles was able to come back there toward the end and make it a better game. If the Eagles defense can slow Tom Brady, slow the offense down, and you got to remember the Bucs aren't at full strength. I don't know if Fournette's going to play. Who is it? Godwin's out for the season. Evans, I think, is going to play, but he's banged up. No Antonio Brown. So I mean, the Bucs are going to be missing weapons. I think the Eagles' only chance here is they're going to need their defense to step up. But I think 8.5 is too many points. So, which we'll talk about that more tomorrow on Easy Money, a sports betting show live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, 1 p.m. Eastern. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Dallas Cowboys. And I think this is a bad matchup for the Cowboys because of the run scheme of the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to be able to run the ball and control the clock. I like the 49ers in this game. I think Dallas is going to be making an early exit this year in the playoffs. I do. Jimmy G's healthy. Led a big comeback last week, coming in confident. And Deebo Samuel in that run game, I just think is going to control the clock. And then 49ers defense is a pretty good defense. Is going to cause some trouble for Dallas offense. Has not looked the best here as of late. I mean, there was even talk with the owner, Jerry Jones, was Dak Prescott in a slump. So, I mean, now Jerry Jones comes out today and says that if they don't win a Super Bowl, it's a disappointment. So he's already putting pressure on his own players. Then Sunday night, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites in this game. This is the game everybody thinks is just going to be a blowout. And usually when that happens, that's usually when it's a close game. It's good. If the Steelers can slow the Chiefs' offense down, then the Steelers will have a chance. But Ben Roethlisberger and that Steelers' offense isn't going to be able to win the shootout against the Chiefs. Pittsburgh's going to have to make this an ugly, grinded defensive game to have a chance to win this game. And then Monday night, which is pretty cool, we have a Monday night wild card weekend game. It's going to be the Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm going to lean toward the Rams here, but if a lot of it depends on the Cardinals. The Cardinals offense hasn't looked in rhythm the last couple of games. The Cardinals, but they are finally getting healthy. And hey, Stafford's been throwing interceptions the last couple of games. He has, I think, at least 5 interceptions in his last 2 or 3 games. So it's not like Stafford's coming into the playoffs on a high note either. He has struggled as well. But I think this is going to come down to the defense. Is Chandler Jones going to be able to disrupt the Los Angeles Rams offense, and is Aaron Donald going to be able to disrupt the Arizona Cardinals offense? To me, that's going to be the difference in the game. Whose defensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage? All right, that's all the NFL games for this weekend. The Pacers are getting off to a terrible start. They're down 26-15 with about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Celtics have not played, or Pacers have not played good this year at all. But right now with COVID protocols and everything, it's a shell of the Pacers team out there even playing. They only have a couple of their starters even available right now. Brogdon did come back tonight. So we talked about and we've had a lot of coaches get fired this over the weekend, and Monday and Tuesday. With like I said, Giants got rid of Joe Judge. Who's the Giants going to bring in? Man, I'm not even sure who they bring in. Are they going to check with that Eric Bieniemy? I know the Dolphins asked, if I remember, Dolphins asked for permission to interview Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator for the Bills. I think somebody else had asked permission to talk to him as well. I know Daboll's name has been mentioned. Bieniemy's name has been mentioned. I mean, who else? Greg Peterson might get another chance, former Philadelphia Eagles coach. Trying to think who else might get another shot. Hopefully not Gaze. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. The Bears. Bears finally smartened up and got rid of fucking Matt Nagy. Now the Bears might actually do something if they just need to get the right coach and GM and build an offense around Fields and tighten that defense up some. But Matt Nagy is fucking terrible. I've been saying that. He had that one good year and everybody fell in love with him. But that dude's offensive system was trash. Called triple reverse, trying to get 1 yard on third down. So I'm glad they finally got rid of Nagy, because I think he ruined Mitch Trubisky. I'm not saying Trubisky was going to be a all-pro quarterback, but I think Trubisky could have been better than what he was. I mean, look, he had the one good year, but Nagy could never evolve. He got into the league, had that one good year. Then defenses figured him out, and he could never make adjustments and evolve to make his offense better. He was running the same stuff where defenses had figured him out. That was a lot of Nagy's problem. He never evolved. He had that one good year, and then defenses figured his offensive scheme out, and he was never able to make the proper adjustments to get his offense going in the right direction. Man, the Pacers are hard to watch. Lillard. That's all. Damian Lillard is getting ready to undergo abdominal surgery. He's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. So that's going to kill the Trailblazers, especially. All right, NBA roundup real quick. Hornets and Sixers. The Hornets are up 24-21 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Celtics are up 30-18 over the Indiana Pacers with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Orlando Magic and Wizards. The Washington Wizards are up 25-14 over Orlando. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. That's all the games that are on right now. Starting at 7:40, so about 10 minutes, 12 minutes. You have the Mavericks at the Knicks, the Heat at the Hawks, and then at 8:40 you get the Rockets and Spurs. 9:10 Eastern Time is Cavaliers and Jazz. 10:10 Eastern Time is Lakers and Kings. And then also at 10:10 tonight, the Nets and the Bulls. That should be a real good game to cap off the night with. So we got a lot of NBA going on right now. If you're an NBA fan, there's a few college basketball games going on. There is no NFL tonight. NFL returns on Saturday. All right. But before we do get out of here for tonight, there is a couple announcements I want to talk about. A couple announcements I want to make, I should say. Let me pull up this first one real quick. All right, here we go. All right, this Saturday night, we're going to be live at a pro wrestling show for New Era Wrestling, New Year's Revolution, January 15th, 2022. This is in at 710 South Miller Street, Shelbyville, Indiana. Doors open at 6, bell times at 7. Front row's $15, general admission $12, $10 in advance. Kids 5 and under free. First responders and military free with ID. This show has a great card. It's New Era Wrestling. You can find them on Facebook. This event's actually at a boys club. Gonna have a great card. Eric Dillinger's on the card. Sean Kemp's on the card. Brody Botkins is on the card. Sage Phillips is on the card. Aaron Anarchy. Brody Botkins versus Jacob John. Jordan Dye against Jake Carter. Kenneth James has a gatekeeper challenge. Hillbilly Jed's going to be there. United States Championship Open challenge. The Black Cube Societies versus the Beautiful Jackasses in a non-title tag team match. So that show there this weekend, guys, a stacked card. Come join us. If you can't make it to Shelbyville, we'll be GSR will be there live streaming this event on YouTube and Twitch at Gonzo'S Sports Room. So if you can't make it to Shelbyville this weekend for the New Year's Revolution Pro Wrestling Show, like I said, we'll have it live at 7 p.m. Saturday night on YouTube and Twitch at Gonzo'S Sports Room. If you want more information on that, I'll be posting their flyers on our social media, or you can check out New Era Wrestling on Facebook. And then next weekend, the next Saturday on the 23rd, we're going to be in Danville, Indiana for Warrior Pro Wrestling, and we'll be live streaming that one as well. And next Tuesday at 7, the owner of Warrior Pro Wrestling, Buck Sexton, will be joining us live at 7 o'clock next Tuesday evening. We'll talk about that event next week and a whole lot of other topics. And then and then that next Saturday, the 29th, we'll be in Bloomington, Indiana for MPG Wrestling, and it has a stacked card. As you have James, the Cowboy, James Storm's going to be there. Chase Stevens is going to be there. Madman Fulton's going to be there. Kristen Storm, Born to Die is going to be there. I mean, it's a stacked card. So you don't want to miss that card on the 29th. I think Blake Money Wright's also on that card. Logan Myers. And we'll be live streaming that one as well. So we got 3 more live stream shows coming up this month. If you missed Summit Pro over the weekend on Sunday, we live streamed it on our YouTube and Twitch. You can find that on YouTube, and I actually released it today by each single match. The Sean Kemp and Brett Havoc match on there was awesome. The whole card was great. If you haven't checked out Summit Pro there in Greenfield, Indiana, you need to go check them out. Their next show's February 6th. I'll be posting some information about that later as well, because that'll be a show that we're going to be live at. But we got a couple interviews coming up next week. I'll be announcing all those on our social media. So follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Remember, we're live 1 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday with Easy Money, a sports betting show. We're giving out winners. Come join us. Then we're also live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. There's usually a few other guys in here with me. We talk sports back and forth, but unfortunately, a couple of them are ill right now. I'm just getting over it, so they should be back here in the next day or two. Follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's where I post everything about all of our shows. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Gonzo'S Sports Room. You can find me at Chris D. Gonzalez on Facebook, Chris Gonzalez at Gonzalez Sports on Twitter, and Chris Gonzalez on Instagram. Check out our YouTube page. Please hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. We're up to like 138 subscribers. We're trying to get over 150 by the end of the week. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get notifications of when we are live. If you're watching on Facebook and Twitch, please hit that the follow buttons and the like buttons as well, please. Don't forget, check out our new weekly pro wrestling podcast, GWR. The first episode was released last Sunday. You can find it on Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find it. And you can also find the video version on our YouTube channel. If you'd like to watch it, go check it out on our YouTube page. Please hit that subscribe button. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We'll get back to a better show on Friday when we get everybody back in here getting over this illness. Got big things coming this weekend. Like I said, we're going to be another pro wrestling show. Keep sharing our stuff. Tell your friends about us. We appreciate all the support. And we will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. And then we'll see you back Friday evening for GSR at 7 p.m. I want to think. Get the right. All right, you guys have a good evening. We will see you guys tomorrow morning at 1 p.m. Eastern for Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. And then we'll be live Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, again with Easy Money, a sports betting show. GSR will be back on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern with another new episode. Saturday, we'll be live in Shelbyville, Indiana at New Era Pro Wrestling. So come check us out there. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Peace.